Good morning, student. Welcome to English class. Today we will study perfect tense, class 5, chapter 15. Perfect tense is also a part of tense. Perfect tense shows action already completed or completely done in the past. These tenses are also called simple perfect tense. Simple perfect tense, these tenses are easy to identify as the verb phrase consists of has, have, or had as helping verbs with the verb in past participle form. For example, has finished, had forgotten, have done. These are three types of simple perfect tense. First, present perfect, perfect, future perfect. We use the present perfect tense to talk about an action that was at an unspecified or indefinite time in the past. This is the formula of this has, have plus V3 form of the verb. The present perfect tense, for example, I have seen the Taj Mahal. Here we use have and seen. It is verb 3. And present tense action shows it refers action that happened in the past but time is not specified. Structure subject have has p3 plus object. Example, I have played football a lot this week. Let's look in the timeline for it. This is the timeline, past and future. The action of playing has started in the past and is still true in the present movement, that is, he is still playing football. Now let's look into an example of finished action without any time declared. I have finished my homework. We are getting to know that the homework has done, but time is not specified when actually homework was done. And past tense, past perfect tense, we use the past perfect tense to talk about an action that took place in the past before a specific point of time or another part action. Had plus p3 form of the verb. For example, I had seen this movie before it was released in India. And next we use we use the future perfect tense to talk about an action that will occur in the future before a certain point of time or another action in the future. For example, will have plus p3. I will have seen this movie by the time it is released in India. So we can see here all examples and definition and what is the all content of this chapter as we seen in our book. The present perfect is used to describe action that began in the past. However, it is different from the simple past tense because quite often the action being described are still continue into the present. Contractions are usually used with this tense. I have lived, I've lived, so you've lived, he's lived, she's lived, etc. Declarative sentences are used to make statements. Read this sentence carefully. You have seen the movie many times. Here we use have and seen means V3, the form of verb V3 form. We look here very clearly and this is all your examples. I have lived in Japan for 23 years. I've lived here since 1991. We're talking about the length of time duration we use the present perfect with for plus a period of time. When talking about a starting point, we use the present perfect with since plus a point in time. For plus a period of time, for 6 years, for a week, for a month, for hour, for 2 hours. There is no exact time declaration. So we can use always for. Read this sentence carefully. I have worked here for 5 years. She have lived here for 20 years. They have been married for 6 months. Read these sentences carefully. Since plus a point in time, since this morning, since last week, since yesterday, since I was 12, since Friday, since 6 o'clock. I have lived here since 1998. Here we can see very clearly declare exact time and year, month. That means we will use always since. Now look at here. You have heard this song before. You've listened to a lot of music, haven't you? To describe an action that was repeated many times in the past. Second example, she had cleaned her bathroom twice this week. She's also cleaned her kitchen. Perfect past perfect tense. The perfect the past perfect tense expresses the idea that something occurred before another action in the past. It can also show that something happened before a specific time in the past. So we can see here with and we can understand by this example you had studied English before you moved to New York. I had never seen such a beautiful beach before I went to Goa. Had Pamela ever studied Thai before she moved to Thailand? In the above sentence, the colored word in the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used for three reasons. When we talk to when we want to talk about an action that happened before a past event. Look some examples. When I reached home yesterday, my father had already cooked dinner. I arrived very late at the party. All my friends had already gone home. Had you seen the film before? Notice how often words like already, just, never, etc. are used with the past perfect. Second, the past perfect is common when we report people's word of thoughts. Look some example here. John said that he had never eaten sushi before. She told me that she had finished but knew she had not. She wondered why he had been so unkind to her. Let's see some example also at page 62. If I had known you were in Bangalore, I would have called you. I would have been in big trouble in if you had not helped me. She wouldn't have been able to finish if you hadn't helped her. Future perfect tense. Now we can see here future perfect tense. The future perfect tense refers to a completed action in the future. When we use this tense, we are projecting ourselves forward into the future and looking back at an action that will be completed sometime later than now. We add time expressions such as by the time, by then, by the year 2008, by March 25th to describe these kinds of activities. As can you see here, You will have perfected your English by the time you come back from the US. You will not have started a job by the time I return from office. Will I have left for home by the time he gets up? And see here all things and all examples very clearly. And I got you earlier was the meaning and what and where it is used very clearly. Look, I hope you will get this chapter very easily. Thank you.